Hi everyone. Look who it is.
Hi friend.
It's Joshua. Hi, so we are here to do a fun video because, well, it's about damn time that we did one. And so here we are on a dreary day. It's gonna rain real fast, so thank goodness.
Right there.
Yeah, all that lighting. So we're gonna do a fun video today called, we're not really sure what we're gonna call it yet, but as a concept, it is products that we both are a big fan of, despite the fact of being complete opposite as far as skin type, skin tone, hair color, eye color, lash length, and that sort of thing.
The only thing we share is we both love beauty products.
We both love beauty products, and we both love some acid on our face. So.
Oh yeah.
So we do in fact have very different skin types. My skin is dry and dehydrated, but in the summer it can tend to be a little bit more normal with that dehydration element still there. So I'm always looking at products that are gonna boost the water content of my skin, going to kind of give that cushion back to my skin, and obviously I want that glow. And I really rarely deal with any excessive oil breakthrough in my T-zone or anywhere. Now you, sir, I also
Me, on the other hand,
I don't tend to break out either. I do get congested pores pretty easily, like around my nose, but I don't necessarily break out all that much.
Now me, on the other hand, my skin type is oily, leaning very oily, but still we do have the one same concern actually in common is dehydration. So my skin very quickly loses water and can look shriveled and greasy at the same time. So I'm always looking for things that really give my skin like a plush, juicy, supple texture, but that don't exacerbate my oil production or cause excess acne, because I'm very acne prone. I have to literally read an ingredient list like somebody who's allergic to like 400 different foods has to read an ingredient label on like a box of like manufactured food. So yeah, that's always fun. So acne, oily, dehydrated.
Dry, dehydrated, congested, and I just feel like I can look dull really easily. I do like that vibrance back in my skin. So
who doesn't?
Fun, right? So this conversation began a month or two ago when we realized that without good genes on our face, which I guess this just jump right into it, we don't know what we would do.
No, not at all. It's literally, for me, it's like it's like the acid for all acids. Like when I think about like an AHA product, like I'm like, how does it compare to good genes?
Right, because I feel like there's nothing that works as quickly at, with such a potent, kind of effect and acid concentration on the skin. The nice thing about this is it is lactic acid. So lactic acid, I think, is one of the most unique acids because it's the only one that can hold on to water really well. It's naturally antibacterial and good for sensitive skins. Although Good Genes is strong.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what I like about it too is it's an AHA that does so many other things other than just exfoliate. Like, if my skin is feeling dehydrated, like I can still get the surface exfoliation I need, but I can get a little bit of extra plumping and a little bit of extra moisture, and I feel like my skin looks brighter. So it's like, a lot of AHAs out there are great for resurfacing, but that's kind of like their one-trick pony.
That's the only thing you have to do, yeah. I can't use this every day. I know you
I certainly will. I'm trying to not. We'll go with that.
Because it is strong.
Yeah.
And you guys that have used this, you know what it does. And if you haven't, where have you been? Get on the bandwagon.
Take yourself to Sephora and get yourself a sample.
Yeah. And it only takes one use to really see what it does and to notice the difference the next day. I use this more at night, personally.
Yeah, I like this in the day, but I love it at night. So I think for me, this is more of a night treatment. And at $105, I know it's very old-fashioned to say like use your good skincare at night, and like in the day I feel like it's all moisture and sunscreen.
Right.
At nighttime.
Yeah, because you want to wake up looking like a
I like waking up looking like my skin looks like glass.
Yeah.
And this does that.
And we both did Good Genes last night. Look at the glow.
So for our second product, it's definitely this guy here. It's Clinique Moisture Surge Facial Spray. I always feel like I mix the name up. Face spray.
Yeah, that's not a mist, it's a spray.
Yeah, don't call this a face mist, it's a spray. This is exactly what I look for in a hydrating face mist. There are so many face mists on the market that claim to hydrate, but a lot of times they're just mostly water. This has got a lot of really beneficial ingredients in it for the skin. What's in this? There's a lot of really high glycerin content, aloe, there's also a little bit of yeast, so all these things to help really retain moisture, where a lot of face sprays, I feel like you put them on and like half an hour later your skin actually looks more dry. So you get the initial moisture but nothing long term. This is the real deal.
I like that it has no scent to it, because sometimes I just am looking for hydration, not an aromatic experience. It is a little bit, I wouldn't say richer, but it's a lot more wet than, is the best way to say it, than a lot of other face mists.
We didn't say the M word though.
The other one, you know.
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen, baby.
No, I can't even look at it.
Okay. Anyway, so I love this over my makeup every single day. I don't like my makeup to look dry despite having to use like more mattifying sunscreens or more velvety foundations and then still using powder. Like I want everything melted in and I want some dewiness and glow, but I don't want to look greasy, and this melts everything right in and it makes it look skin-like on the skin. Without disturbing makeup, we should add. It really, you won't see these little tiny dots where all of a sudden your makeup is just disintegrated afterwards. It's really nice. It's $23 for what, 4.2 ounces? It's hefty in size too. Yeah, and I always love when Clinique does a gift with purchase and they include a mini size so I can just keep one in my bag. Yes, I love getting the mini and refilling it. I refill anything I can. Yeah. The next product that we have to talk about is Caudalie Beauty Elixir. So another little, I'm gonna spray it on my face because maybe. They changed the pump, which is good. Finally, right? Caudalie Beauty Elixir is on the opposite end of Moisture Surge. It is more of a really fine mist. It is more aromatic. It is designed to be, I think they define it as kind of a serum, face mist, refresher, makeup setting spray hybrid. I really like it actually to set my makeup. I don't always use the Clinique to set my makeup. I use it more in my skincare steps because I don't powder at all and I use very luminous foundations. So I need something that is more balancing because I do all the moisture beforehand. So for the exact reason, for the exact way that you like Clinique. That's so funny because I use the Caudalie as more of a skincare product. And I'll use the Clinique as a skincare product, but more often than not, I use this if my skin is acting up and it really needs some balancing and I need to help kind of fight some excess situations that are going on, whether my pores are huge or I've got some spots going on. This I feel like is like, hey, like let's bring it back down a notch. So I love it like at night just over all of my skincare or as a toner step. I have used it on cotton and the experience is nice, but I've also just sprayed it on and it's honestly just the same. So our next product is this Kate Somerville Clinique To Go pads. We just spoke about earlier in the video how much we love lactic acid, and this is really no exception. Yeah, yours hasn't been opened yet. Mine on the other hand. I'll show you what one looks like. So this is, correct me if I'm wrong, 20% lactic acid? I think that's what they say on the box. Yeah, I think their website says 20% lactic. So nonetheless, there's lactic acid in here. So this is an AHA exfoliator. The pads are actually really unique, and that's one of the reasons I like them. So they come sealed. You've got a little tab here you pull off, and there's actually 2 little finger slots, or you could technically put 3 fingers in there. I do too. Real chubby fingers. Yeah, I'm trying to put mine in there, and it's a little tough. And then you just literally buff it all over the skin. What I like about these is I like to use them, you know, just a couple times a month as like a deeper exfoliator than something like Good Genes, because I feel like this is more acidic and less nourishing than Good Genes, where that I want to use more often. But there's really, really good, hi Jeffrey, there's really good ingredients in here. Where was it? I know there's the myrtle in here, and there's sage, and there was also something else in here that I was like, oh my god, I'm so surprised that was in there. Vitamin C and niacinamide is not bad to have either. Onion bulb. That was the one that was in there. I was like, oh yeah, there's onion in there. What do you like about them? Well, I like that the pad is actually, even though it's not abrasive, it does still feel a little bit rougher than those light, thin, little paper-thin, wispy pads. Oh yeah, when I want like a good like buffing, like that's where it's at. I always tell people, you know, if you can't use Biologique Recherche Lotion P50 for whatever reason, this is a really, really good option. It doesn't have the same scent, which is very nice, because it is a little off-putting. Great for travel, and I think lactic acid is such a great ingredient that I'm glad that they focused really only on lactic acid. You know, they make glycolic products, they make salicylic products, but I like that they really did a, hi, this is lactic, here it is, here you go. I feel like lactic is a great starter acid too for somebody who's first getting into using an AHA or BHA regularly. And this would be, this is not a starter product in my opinion, because it is stronger, but it's something that if you're just getting into acids and you've been using like a daily toner that maybe has like a little bit of lactic, like this could be like your once a week indulgence after like a couple weeks of kind of tiptoeing in. That wouldn't be like, oh my god, I just went and got a facial with like a 50% lactic acid peel. So this would still be gentle enough to try out. Kate says to use this twice a week. I personally can't use it more than a couple times a month. And it is, I think it's 54 for I think 16. So it does break down to actually be a pretty good value considering the quality. So go Kate. Yeah, I think they're great. Yeah, say hi to everyone. Say hi.
Hi, bud. How's it going?
Kisses?
The next product we'd like to talk about is gorgeous. It is Lindstrom Skin, the Problem Solver Correcting Mask with a QUE, so that's how you know it's real good. This is actually in powder consistency, so you actually, oh, you've used a lot.
I love it. I love it. This is mine because I didn't want to make Chris haul it to my apartment in New York because it's heavy and it's luxurious and it's perfect and you don't want to break it.
No, 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 no. It is powder, so you can actually mix it with water, with rose water. I actually like to add a little bit of honey. I know that they recommend to mix it in with a little bit of their honey mud cleanser if you want something a little bit more nourishing. And to be fair, I do have very dry, dehydrated skin, as I've mentioned. I can put this on with just, you know, mixing it with plain water and it doesn't dry me out, as long as I keep misting throughout to kind of keep it active, if you will.
So you kind of get the pooling, but you don't get the point where it starts to pool too much.
Right, and cracking and kind of falling off. It is a blend of beautiful warming spices, healing clays, a little bit of, what else is in here? Oh, the bamboo charcoal, active bamboo charcoal, and yeah, what do you have to say about it?
I love it. If you're looking for a clay mask that really does a lot more than just detox the skin, I feel like when I remove it, my skin is not red, where a lot of times clay masks kind of can inflame my skin and cause some irritation because they're so purifying. Jeffrey's like running around in the background having a field day. They're so purifying to the skin, but this one I feel like my skin almost like, I'm fair, my skin looks like white and porcelain and glowy right after using it. My skin never feels dry. I do like to remove it in the shower just because I feel like my sink is like, yo, you gotta stop with this clay stuff everywhere. But it's amazing. I put it on with a brush sometimes, I put it on with my fingers. I have actually mixed it with a couple different things, but my favorite way to use it is honestly still with just water.
Just water, yeah. I will do water, add a little bit of, you know, manuka honey or you know, wildflower honey, just whatever I'm feeling, to give it a little bit more of that moisture. But I think this is more than just a mask. I really do think it's kind of like that ritualistic experience that you can do as many times a week as you want. I usually only do it one at most. He's enjoying his toy.
Jeffrey's having a great day.
When I remove this, I notice my skin is just completely smooth, completely poreless. Almost feels a little healed, if you will, as far as just kind of feeling more comfortable and kind of addressing anything that is going on. It's gorgeous.
Have you ever done this and then like taken a bath at the same time?
With it on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like I legit turned on like wave music off my phone on YouTube in the bathroom, had this on, and then had my Ren the Rose bath oil in. That was an experience until Jeffrey like burst in the door and was like, love me, and I was like, my day's over. Like, thank God I got those 15 minutes, I guess.
It is an investment piece, but for how you mix it, it actually will sort of expand, if you will, because it is powder that you turn into like a moussey, liquidy kind of consistency. So it really will last a long time. I think someone said they got up to from 25 to 30 uses out of this, which is way more than you get in most masks, let's be fair.
When did I buy mine? We went to Shen.
November?
Yeah, we went to Shen Beauty in November, and it is June, and I think I've used it at least once or twice a month, and I mean, I've still got over half of it left. Yeah. But I've made quite a dent in it, too. Like, I highly, highly recommend.
Like, I want to use this. Get it on my face now.
So our last product, one that we both really, really love, and one that I know you've seen my empties videos if you watch my channel, it's this guy here, Paula's Choice BHA 9, and I was super resistant to this at first because I felt there were so many other BHA products you could buy.
Especially from them alone.
Yeah, that I was like, well, why is this so special? Yes, I get that it's more, but then I look at brands like Makeup Artist Choice that have like 8% salicylic like peels and 15% salicylic peels. Like, why would I get a little tiny rinky-dink thing for $40 when I could buy a 1 ounce peel for $20 on their site that, you know, I could use once a week and kind of still get the same effect? Not the same thing.
It's not.
This is a potent BHA that does not dry the skin at all. It really is like, I don't want to use the term nurturing because by no means do I put it on and my skin's more hydrated the next day like a good jeans, but this really fights the issues like deeper congestion, clogged pores,
especially
breakouts.
Large pores. If you've been struggling with that, it'll take care of it.
But the next day my skin isn't like, ooh, like it's flaky and it's tight or it's dry. Like, it's comfortable, like it's normal. And I've used this, I use it as a spot treatment almost every night, but I've also used it over larger areas. Like I've taken, you know, the pump thing is a little annoying.
Yeah.
Like, Paula's actually made a video on their YouTube where they show you how to like pump it and get like a little out, and I've tried and I still don't quite have the hang of it. But I've taken it and just kind of massaged it all over like the areas that I have larger pores and let it soak in for a couple minutes before going on to moisturizer. The next day, your pores half the size, easily.
Yeah, and I think it's because they say that it's a time release formula, so it is 9%, but it is time released, so instead of slapping you with 9%, it's kind of delivered throughout the day. And the good thing about that is it's sort of, you know, your skin will neutralize acid on its own, and if you have a 2%, it is at a low enough percentage where it'll stop working, you know, at a certain point. But with this, it's like constantly delivering, constantly doing that deep pore cleansing. My little tip with the pump, if I showed you, where instead of you just tap it with your finger.
Yeah, I do that. But there are times like I'm like, oh my god, like hurry up.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
It is a very silky silicone base, so just keep that in mind. I love it for when I have a spot. On the occasion where it happens, I will never not have this. I take it with me when I travel, just in case. Even though I use it maybe once a month at most, I just cannot not have it when I'm not at home, right?
Thumbs up, Paula's choice.
Thumbs up, good job. The key thing is they do not claim that this is for acne, so...
They can't, because of the FDA would shut them down so quick, because it's over 2% salicylic.
Yeah.
But you can use it on a blemish, and it will
It'll be
work
gone.
as a spot treatment.
It'll be gone. So that was our, was it 6 that we did?
6 items, yes.
6 items. So hopefully you saw some of your favorites, and if you haven't tried these, get on it and let us know. And the cool thing is, again, different skin types, so if you're somewhere in between the two of us,
you're probably still gonna potentially like them. These are like things that I feel like I recommend all the time, things that I hear you talk about all the time, so highly recommend, yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks to Joshua for joining us. Do you have any, oh.
Jeffrey has something to say.
What would you like to say, bud?
No, thanks for coming and seeing us.
Yeah, be sure to subscribe to Josh's channel if you haven't. I mean, most of you probably are, and if you're not, see, Jeffrey thinks so too.
Jeffrey says, please subscribe.
We're both on Instagram, and we both have websites that literally are our names, so should be pretty easy. Everything will be linked below. If you have questions for us, let us know. We forgot to mention, we're going to do a video on his channel too, so that'll probably be linked below as well.
We're going to put them up at the same time, so it'll be easy to find.
Bye friends, see you soon.